A few months ago, I got a call from a family. They were in pre-foreclosure, about 3 months behind. They didn't want to sell yet. They thought they had plenty of time. They lost $39,000, and that's why I'm making this video, so you don't make the same mistakes. If you're behind on your mortgage and you're wondering, should I sell or can I fight to keep the house? Let's break it down together. And if you're hoping to keep the house, or if you're just not ready to walk away yet, I've got something for you later in this video that could make a big difference. It helped other homeowners in pre-foreclosure get the lender to actually listen. I'll tell you what it is and where to find it, so don't miss it. Where you're in pre-foreclosure, this means that you're behind on payments and you still own the home. This is a good thing because you haven't been thrown into court yet and you have total control and the decision power. But that 90 days letter you got, that's the bank legal warning. They're getting ready to take the house if nothing changes. And here's the part they don't even tell you about. Once the bank files, that's it. It becomes public record and the legal process begins. Let me break this down because most homeowners don't understand how this actually works behind the scenes. The 90-day letter is a requirement. The bank must give you notice before they actually sue. Once they file, it becomes a lis pendens, which is a public record that tells the world you're in trouble. That means investors, wholesalers, and attorneys start contacting you. Some are helpful, but many aren't. From that point, the bank can push your case into court. And even though foreclosure takes time in New York and New Jersey, they're racking up legal fees and interest every single day, every single month. The earlier you act, the more leverage you have. And no, the bank is not going to call and say, hey, do you want help? You really have to make the first move. I've seen people wait too long, not because they're lazy, but because this is emotional. This is your home. And the struggle to make a life-changing decision is real. That kitchen where your kids took their first steps, the garage that you always meant to clean out and didn't. I get it. But waiting, that's the most expensive mistake you can make. The bank doesn't wait. The fees don't stop. And the longer you delay to take action, and I mean any action, the less control you have. Earlier, I mentioned that if you're hoping to keep the house or even just thinking about it, I've got something that could really help you. Download my free hardship letter template. It's the first thing the bank looks at when deciding whether they want to work with you or not. Don't just write a sob story. This is a blueprint. Use it. You'll find it right below this video. So let me tell you what usually happens. People freeze. They ignore the mail. They think maybe next month will be better. But meanwhile, the bank's tacking on late fees, legal fees, property inspections, and you don't even know it's happening. I once worked with a family who had $21,000 in extra charges just from waiting 5 months. And they had equity. But by the time they called me, most of it was already gone. So don't tell yourself, I still have time. Pre-foreclosure is like standing on a frozen lake that's starting to crack. You're still on solid ground, but for how long before the ice melts? You have two paths here, and I've walked both of them with real people. So let's go through them. Your first option is trying to keep the house. There are times when staying in the home does make a lot of sense. But here's what needs to be true. Your income has recovered or will in writing within like 30 to 60 days. You can document the hardship and show that it's resolved. If you haven't already applied and been denied for a loan modification multiple times, that also can help. And you understand that even if the bank works with you, they may tack the missed payments onto the loan balance or reset your loan entirely. That means doing a loan modification if your income dropped but is now back, or a repayment plan if you can afford your normal mortgage plus something extra, a forbearance if your hardship is short term and you just need a breather, or even Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which pauses foreclosure but comes with real consequence. Let me be blunt here. None of that works unless the numbers actually make sense. You need income, you need documentation, you need to face the bank, not hide from them. And that's why I gave you the hardship letter, because it's your first move. Now let's move on to option 2, and that's sell the house before it gets worse. Selling doesn't mean failure, and selling doesn't mean giving up. Selling is taking control of your situation while you still can. Here's what I see all the time. Homeowners wait until there's almost no time left, and then they try to sell the house. But when you're that close to auction, the buyers, no. You lose negotiation power, you get lowball offers, and you have to close fast, which rules out a lot of buyers with mortgages. But when you list early, even just 90 days earlier, you attract more serious buyers. You can stage it if you need it. You can fix minor things. You can close on your terms. Most importantly, the final payoff from the bank doesn't balloon out of control. You choose the buyer. You set the terms. You walk away with your head up and hopefully some equity in your pocket. I've helped people sell homes with peeling paints, no repairs, no showings, no photos, and we still got them cash offers, and good ones too. And the difference between selling today versus 3 months from now, that could be $39,000 gone. By the way, that family that I mentioned earlier, they tried to get a loan modification, but waited too long to submit documents. And we ended up doing a short sale. It saved them from the foreclosure, but they lost tens of thousands they could have walked away with had we listed the house for sale sooner. You think the bank cares? They're not negotiating on your behalf. You have to decide, do I want a say in how this ends, or do I let the courts decide for me? You don't want to look back like that family and realize that you waited too long. That $39,000 could have been theirs for relocation, for their kids, for fresh starts, for anything. Don't give that money to the bank. Make your move now, whether it's staying or selling. Now that you've heard both sides, staying versus selling, you probably know which way you're leaning towards. And I'm going to ask you something real. Are you hoping to stay or starting to wonder if it's smarter to just sell? Drop a comment right now. You don't have to decide everything today, but just saying out loud might be your first step forward. Let's talk about the real reason you haven't acted yet. Why haven't you done anything yet? Is it because you're ashamed, embarrassed that you fell behind, telling yourself this isn't supposed to be happening to me? I've talked to proud, hardworking people who hid this from their family. One guy didn't even tell his wife until the court papers showed up. Listen, I'm not here to judge, but I will tell you this. You have to speak up before the system makes the decision for you. No matter how messy things feel right now, there's a path forward. Only if you take the next step. Now that you've heard both sides, staying versus selling, you probably know which way you're leaning. If you're hoping to stay in your home, go watch New York, New Jersey foreclosure options your lender won't tell you about. I break down the strategies that actually work. But if you're leaning towards selling, then don't miss the 10 mistakes that cost you thousands when selling in foreclosure. Either way, don't just sit in research mode. Move forward.